But I'm Chris. I am a full-time enrollment services recruiter, also a football coach here at Thaddeus Stevens. Basically, for those in attendance, I was asked to kind of hop on and give a breakdown of what we offer as far as our 2-year associate degree programs and a couple of our short-term certificates in conjunction with what Amy and Val offer in the Workforce and Economic Development Center. For Phil, later I can send over the presentation. My goal was to share a screen with you guys to kind of get an idea, a little bit of visual aid as to what we have on campus and things of that nature. That I'll have to send over later if you're okay with that. Okay. All right, so Thaddeus Stevens is a 2-year college. Obviously, in Pennsylvania, we're located in Lancaster, so not too far away from where you guys are currently located at. We have 24 2-year associate degree programs, and we have 4 9-month short-term certificate programs. When we were originally founded, we were founded on the premise of affordable education for everybody. So that included minorities, those that were disabled. Orphans was a big one. Our first class was actually 15 orphans in 1905. Thaddeus Stevens was a historical figure within the state. He did a lot of state representation. He was implementational, if that's the actual word. I feel like I messed that up. Apologize on that. In the 14th and 15th Amendment, which had a lot to do with access to education. So of our 24 programs, they vary from, let's say, plumbing down to electrical. A lot of our programs are hands-on, trade-based. Now we do have programs such as business administration, graphic design, and print technology and ECAD, which are a little less physical demanding. But the remainder of the programs, which you guys will see in the PowerPoint that I share over, would encompass construction, civil engineering. We have plumbing, like I mentioned, electrical, architecture, mechanical engineering technology, electrical engineering, carpentry, residential remodeling. Uh, I always forget. It's so many that I always forget. But I will share resources for you guys. So a couple things about our admissions process. The only thing that we would need from any incoming student, no matter if they just graduated or they graduated 10, 15, 20 years ago, whatever it may be, is your high school transcripts. We do not require any SAT scores or ACT scores. We predominantly like to see a 2.0 or above for review consideration. But you still are welcome to apply. We always have different circumstances that apply to each individual. We look at all of our applications holistically, so it's not like, oh, you had a 2, 3 year automatically in. We want to make sure that you're set up for success and make sure, your math or your English pertains in the past. I'm sorry, pertains to what you're coming into to make sure you are successful. Kind of piggybacking off of the successful end of things and the goal oriented nature of our programs, we do have free tutoring. We offer academic advisors and academic coaches to all students that represent all 24 of our programs. Those are all free, open door policies for a lot of our advisors and coaches, and a lot of them you'll actually see in your shops. As far as scheduling and what's expected from our students, it is a full-time commitment. So Monday to Friday, blanketed schedule time frame is about 7:30 to 4:30. Half of your day would be in shop, the other half would be for any gen eds or class specifics or specific classes you would need relating to your major. Now it's not going to be 7:30 to 4:30, one solid block. You may have classes Tuesday, Thursday, but your shop would be every single day. As far as living on campus, that is an option for anybody interested. Commuting is also an option. We currently have 1,493 students. About half of those students currently commute. Phil, did you want me to get into like the cost breakdown and stuff, or is that something that you would prefer digitally so you can disperse out?
The latter, digitally, so we can disperse out. But you mentioned potential like transportation and students and folks traveling. Can you touch on how many of those folks are coming from Bucks County, Montgomery County, Philadelphia, things of that nature?
So those numbers I don't have access to. Predominantly, the students I do interact with that I know are from Philly are residents. I know we have some Chester County students that commute. That there they have to work with the registrar to kind of amend their schedule, allow for drive time and things of that nature. I would probably recommend living on campus for anybody in the Philly area, just because you never know what traffic's going to be. You're going to be available for classes. You're not going to run late. You'll be on time and ready to go. That was a good question. Whoever had that question, I didn't see the name.
He asked to help you. Yeah, help.
Oh, okay. Healthcare, we do not have anything in the health, culinary, or veterinary fields, unfortunately, at this time. So primarily, if you think of Stevens, you would think of a lot of hands-on trade-based type of programs. We do have welding and advanced fabrication, welding technology. I believe that's what they just recently changed their name to. I forgot to mention those, as well as HVAC as well. HVAC is one of our most popular, fastest filling programs, along with electrical. Now, for anybody, sure. For anybody that would be living on campus as a freshman, you are able to bring a vehicle. Some four-year schools, you're not allowed to bring a vehicle, and they mandate you to live on campus. If you do want to attend and you feel like your commute is reasonable, you can commute. You are able to find off-campus housing as well. If you and a couple friends that may be coming with you, you can find off-campus apartments if you would like to as well, instead of living on campus. When you live on campus, the dorms, you're just going to have a twin extra long bed, have a dresser, chest, mirror, closet. Then you have your bathrooms. Everything is air conditioned. You have Wi-Fi and free high-speed plug-in internet, and there is no cost for laundry as well. Any questions before I kick it over to Amy? I know we're kind of on a time frame here, and I apologize for running a couple minutes late on the technical difficulties. But if you have questions, I can answer them now, or you can wait to the end. Or Phil, if anybody would like my contact info, you can feel free to disperse it as well. I have no problem answering any emails or calls anytime.
Gotcha. Yeah, I have just a quick question for our audience of folks that we work with. The majority of the age range is 25 years of age and above.
Okay.
Although we do work with 18 to 24-year-olds,
Okay.
the larger part of our population of folks that we work with are working parents doing their thing, work jobs, all the things. But a large majority of them are also looking either to go back to school or find either non-traditional programs or programs that can really lead to either better or more successful careers. Can you speak to anything, or just in your experience, can you speak to anything that would really fit well with 25 years of age or older population, folks that might be doing career changes, things of that nature?
As far as program specifics, or kind of like the fluidity of how they make it work?
Program specific, well, both maybe, just a little bit on both, and maybe this question will be answered towards the end, but yeah, exactly right.
Okay. So I actually interacted with a married couple last year. They were in their mid-50s. They were in manufacturing for years. They actually came back to us to get degrees in graphic design and print technology. Now, granted, they were a little older. They still were able to commute. They lived locally, but they were able to maintain, I believe they moved their job to second or third shift in order to maintain their lifestyle, bills, mortgage, all that kind of stuff. So then the possibility is there. I had a gentleman and his wife on a tour yesterday. He's currently serving in the Marines. He, I believe, told me he was about 43 years old. and he's looking for the change, and he's going to figure out a way to balance family, his own life, obviously, and work. So he'll be looking at taking some time off to begin with, but then shifting over to a third shift position. I'm not going to lie to you guys; it is tough to manage, but it is absolutely manageable. As far as everybody being busy and having prior commitments, I understand that for sure. As far as programming, Phil, I'll be honest with you, we have students of all ages go into all fields. Um, you might not necessarily have a 35-year-old student interested in welding. Might be physical limitations. They just might not, want to see themselves in that field for another 20 years. But I would say we have pretty widespread, kind of like a swath here of everybody going into all different 24 paths here.
So that's where I enter.
Yep.
My position here at Thaddeus Stevens College is the workforce manager for the 6-month programs. And we offer programs exclusively for that adult learner who wants to upskill or reskill. I wanted to see if I could share my screen here. Oops, there we go. Make Yeah, where is it? Oh, share. I'm sorry. You'd think for a technical school would be more techie here. Okay, so our program is called the 6-month training programs. And it was designed as a option, about 5 years ago, it was that option for a older student, an adult learner to come back. Now it is an 18 plus program where we ask that they be at least 18 years of age. And I know sometimes, the graduates from a high school program is 17, but just because they are the age limits that we've set, we stick to the 18 plus. The Workforce Center, our mission is the adult learner, the opportunity to upskill, reskill, train for, a career in 6 months or less. We have that combination of classroom of theory, and then we have the hands-on experience where there's no gen eds. It's just completely the trades that we're teaching. So we offer them in small cohorts. It is a schedule that is structured so that a student can work around the schedule. So it's either morning or evening, and they could work, before or after. And we also have support with our staff. So we do have career navigators and, partnership with locally here in Lancaster, the programs have been running. And we are in partnership with Tech Centro. So we do have the additional support. And of course, we do have career service support and the support of our admissions team here at the college. And let me just show you. This is a page with all the different programs that we currently offer. It's the HVAC, electromechanical, plumbing, metals fabrication, renewable energy, better known as solar, and facility maintenance technology, and our IT support specialist. So these are 6-month programs where they run January to June and then July until December. So we currently, as I mentioned, they're currently run here in Lancaster County, but we are working with Esperanza in Philadelphia. So we are looking, as we move forward with this whole project, to get up and running within the year. So anything that I'm telling you here will also apply to the Esperanza project in that partnership. So when we developed these programs, we actually looked at all the high demand jobs where there are employment opportunities. We just didn't set up random programs. We made sure that there were employers to, hire. The students were going to leave the program and get jobs and be successful. So we're setting them up for success. Now, the student themselves would not need anything. The tuition of $6,500 does cover everything. So they would walk in and they'd have their tools, all their PPE, safety glasses, textbooks, everything provided for them. The only thing they may need to supply are work boots and a notebook and a pen, that sort of thing. But we want to make sure that they are set up with the tools to be successful. Just a few of the students that have gone through our programs. We've had the young man in the middle. He was from Iran. He came in and worked 5 jobs, actually quit 1 job to take the program and took our facility maintenance program. And he is now running a successful program. I'm sorry, he has a construction program or company that he runs locally, and just has so much business that he keeps hiring all our facility maintenance graduates. So very successful programs, having an impact in the local community to get people, these young adults up and into really good paying, well-paying career jobs. Oops, and then our mission accomplished. But we absolutely look forward to, moving into the Philadelphia area and getting those up and running before within the year. And any questions?
Maybe for folks on the call, and I think Chris mentioned we can have folks stay in contact with your offices. For folks who are potentially interested in the lists of opportunities, what is probably the best way for them to stay informed? Or if there's like maybe a website that they can keep their eye on, could a partnership potentially with Graduate Philadelphia to make sure this information is getting out to folks be of something of interest? Because everything you mentioned is amazing. I'm thinking also of the Navy Yard when we mentioned like welding. The Navy Yard and some companies and organizations down there with like Delaware Valley Industrial Resource Center and Rhodes Industries and some other kind of things that's happening down at the Navy Yard could potentially be an opportunity for some of our adult learners, but they may not have that, that experience. And Thaddeus Stevens seems like a perfect connector for other opportunities that are coming up, especially within the next year. So sorry, my question is, how can folks on this call stay in contact? I get really excited about workforce development if you haven't noticed. And sorry, Daniel, I hijacked this. This is phenomenal. This is fascinating for a lot of different reasons, because a lot of we've gotten feedback, and in previous workforce roles, and some of my colleagues who are in other workforce kind of tangents are getting lots of feedback from the folks that they serve, and a lot of feedback is leaning towards what's the best way to get X credential to be employable for a business or an employer or anything like that. And I like how I love hearing that you looked at the top highest demand jobs and kind of like backwards planned what the offerings for Thaddeus Stevens is there. So that's really great.
Absolutely. For both of us to look at the 2-year programs or the short-term programs, first of all, go to the website at Thaddeus Stevens College, and you can go to the academics. And when you click on the academics, there is a short catalog on the left-hand side, and you can go through and look at what is available and what suits you and what you're looking for. Now, if you were looking for the short-term programs, you would see short-term programs listed. Click on that, and then we actually do have a whole catalog on our website that they can peruse through, and there's a lot of different options. And thank you.
Yep.
And then there are contacts are in there. And with the short-term programs, they can register or apply, and that just puts us onto a roster. It's completely free. and it's non-committal. So if they would like to at least get into, getting more information, getting on an email list, or, getting in contact with me, everything is on the website.
Yep. Actually, we do have an upcoming open house. It's actually this weekend, but we have another one in the spring. I believe it's April 12th. And all the main campus and all of our smaller locations that house multiple different programs are open. We have instructors that'll be on hand, students will be on hand. So any and all questions that anyone on this meeting may have, you can ask and just get a feel, see if you like the vibe of the campus, see if anything is a good fit for you. Um, Amy, just because I'm not sure, you guys do any like open house type things?
So good question. We do actually, once we have we have our dates every 6 months, but what we do is we set what we call pre-orientation sessions.
Gotcha.
So they are set dates that we have students come visit the programs in the building so they can tour the labs, they can talk to the instructors, the students are in the classrooms, and they can ask any questions they want. And they also have that opportunity to discuss financial assistance if needed.
And the other nice thing too is we have career services on hand and those are available to alumni for life. They'll help you guys make connections. I know WCC brings their students down to the major career fairs we have. We have two major ones, an academic cycle, one in the spring, one in the fall. They have over 700 different industry partners on top of what Amy already has on hand in her back pocket for everybody as well.
Any other questions about our programs?
Just kind of want to piggyback off what Amy's mentioned earlier about on the website, under the academics tab. Under each program, there is an in-depth description of what a student can expect to gain, what they're going to do in that program. And career services also has a lot of statistics as far as like expected and reported income averages, perspectives a couple years out, and industry needs as far as numbers are concerned as well. But all the programs that we both offer from both sides of the college, extremely high demand. And we boast about 98% job placement rate, so for our graduates. I figured that was going to be an upcoming question. That's why I threw it in there. Exactly. Yep.
So our goal is not only to get them well trained, but we're also evaluated on the placement. So they want to see that we are not only training them well, but getting them placed in an employment opportunity as well.
Awesome, thank you. You answered my questions, so that's good.
Okay.
You definitely looked ahead.
Yep. Any questions from the rest of the audience that we can take for you guys?
Yeah.
If not, like I said, Phil, I can I can email over the current view book in a digital format, just so you have it on hand in case nobody can get to a computer quick enough. And then we kind of keep in communication that way, as long as as well as keeping in communication with Amy and Val also. Yeah, both programs would be a perfect option for you to continue to work with your hands in a high demand field for sure. Good point.
Yeah, that's what we see a lot of, especially in the short-term programs, is that student who, not only has that limited time to train, but also just wants hands-on. They don't want to be sitting in a classroom listening to an instructor for a lengthy period of time, but they want to apply what they're learning immediately. So that's also true of, the majority of our programs here at Thaddeus Stevens. Me too.
Yeah.
Well, like you said, if there's more questions and more intrigue and inquiry, that we will, of course, share your information. We're going to share the whole recording of your presentation today. So for folks who actually got here in the middle of the recording, or sorry, of the presentation, no worries. The entirety will be shared soon, and you'll get a full sense of these opportunities at Thaddeus Stevens. And we'll share the links to the site, and any other materials you send along, we'll definitely pass them along.
Do you guys happen to have any tangible material that like on hand, or is that something that you would like us to send, or maybe you can ask Johnny to drop it off next time he's in the Philly area? Johnny Hicks is your primary recruiter for the Philadelphia area. Unfortunately, he's ill. That's why he doesn't want to call today. I kind of subbed in for him and tag team with Amy. He would be your primary contact as far as admissions in the 2-year programs, but I have no problem still keeping that lane of communication open with you guys, obviously.
Yeah, that would be excellent. Sorry, go ahead, Phil.
No, I was going to say Kelly. And this is just kind of like materials, flyers.
Yeah,
to
like
share
we have
with-
some
Yep.
some tangible view books,
Yep.
breakdown like costs, and then whatever you guys would like to give Johnny to hand out as well, unless you want to go with him.
Yep.
You can go with him, yeah, good.
We're gonna be there soon enough.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah.
That's true too. Yeah, no, well, I was referring to so Kelly Casanova is our community engagement specialist. So she goes out into the community, for sure talks about Graduate Philadelphia, but also talks about some of our partners through our higher education connections, as well as other things. Like Kelly, I don't want to speak for you. I mean, if you want to talk to the folks from that is
Yeah, that's right. I just came for a career fair this morning with Career Link. So we have the opportunity to share our partnerships also. Sometimes the people ask me for specific courses on IT, healthcare. Okay, we don't offer directly, but we guide you with our partners. So I'm really grateful for this information.
Great.
Awesome, no problem.
All right. Well, this is probably as good a time as any to once again thank you both very, very much for coming on and sharing your insights and talking about the school and answering all of our questions, and looking forward to staying connected to this opportunity and certainly sharing this with future Graduate Philadelphia participants as well. So thanks
Awesome.
a lot.
Sounds good. If anybody has any questions, like feel free to reach give our information out. Just email us. You can call me, call in, whatever you guys need. We're here to assist.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, thanks for coming out. Have a wonderful rest of your day and great week, and we'll be in touch.
All right. Sounds good.
you.
Thank you guys.
Thank you. Good information.